take a look around Ellensburg, Washington. You know, this rodeo has been going on since 1923. 500 plus contestants converging on Ellensburg, Washington for the 8th stop on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour presented by Justin Boots. There's all kinds of exciting activity going on, but right now you're looking at the arena where we're going to take you down in country television. We're there. I'm Tim Fuller along with Rob Smets, Larry Mahan, and the beautiful Charlie Wacker, and we're getting set to bring you some of the best action you've ever seen. It's bareback riding. First up is our Cowboys, Danny Webb. He comes to us out of California. Here's a guy, 1-year pro, 22 years old, Pagan Warrior is the bronc he's drawn, Rob.
All right, the bareback ride, 1 to 25 points for the horse on how strong he bucks, 1 to 25 points for how well the Cowboy moves his feet back and forth. There you're going to see him spur over that horse's neck on 2 occasions. The judges are going to get him a little bit for that.
Well, you know, Larry, moving those feet, it doesn't mean over both sides as we watch the replay here.
Well, I'll tell you, this horse right here from the Calgary Stampede is a bad bareback horse. You see him move to the right, move to the left, duck and dive. He got both feet over on one side on 2 different occasions, but he went ahead and weathered the storm and made a great comeback, and that was a tough horse right there.
It was Calgary Stampede bringing great horses in there, and the score's coming in for Danny Webb, 78 points for Danny. And, you know, that's going to be in the money maybe. We'll see when it all shakes out. Let's go to Wes Stevenson now, Lubbock, Texas. Global Rocket is the horse he's drawn. 12 years he's been a pro, and we'll see what he can get done. Number 7 in the world standings right now, Larry.
Well, Wes, of course, is extremely consistent. That's why he's in the top of the world standings. Now, this horse here jumps and kicks real nice, makes a circle. Now, quite often the judges will give you extra points if a horse does make a circle. Pickup man got in the way right there, kind of slowed the horse down for a jump or 2.
Well, and you know, Rob, as we're looking back on the replay here, Wes Stevenson, he knows how to ride him.
Well, $690,000 in career earnings, a world record holder in 2002. He was 94 points. This guy knows how to spur one. I think the judges are going to like this ride.
They do like it. 82 points for Wes Stevenson as we go down to a guy from Oklahoma, Porham, Oklahoma. He's a world champion in 2008. Justin McDaniel, he's got the bronc Lanky Doodle underneath him.
Well, as you mentioned, a former world champion. In February of 2010, he had to go in for herniated disc back surgery. He sat out all the way till June of this year. Just getting back, getting going, looking good. Championship form, point of the shoulders of the handhold of the rigging. Big, strong horse. Lots of drop on that front end.
Well, and you know, Larry, you are the Cowboy that had all the world titles in the all-around. Here's the Cowboy who used to ride bulls, and now he's making his living on the bareback horses.
Well, you find a lot of these young men they're working one event. They're one event specialists now. This is the most physically demanding event in the rodeo game. Look at that young man's head right there. That's why they have, I don't know if it's because he flies on a lot of airplanes or has to sleep in a car, but it also protects your head from that whiplash.
Well, and Justin McDaniel turns in 82. That'll make him a 164 on 2, leading the average right now on 2 head above Wes Stevenson just by 2 points. Let's go to Dusty LaValle. Alberta, Muffled Cries is a horse he's drawn. He's been 6 years in the pros, and I'm going to tell you what, this horse is good, Larry.
Well, this is a good horse. Now, watch this man, the feet. First jump out of the chute, feet over the point of the shoulders, touching the animal. Now, this horse here jumps, kicks, a few ducks and dives in there. But look at the consistency of both feet. Up to the rigging each and every jump. One leg wasn't working better than the other. That's what I like to see.
And you know, Rob, we're right here getting close to the end of the season, coming in the Wrangler National Finals. He's 15th in the world right now.
Well, we're within 3 weeks of the cutoff date. Muffled Cries, one of the good horses that they won money on at San Antonio. You know LaValle had to be excited about having that draw.
Well, 86 points from the judges. That is an outstanding bronc ride by Dusty LaValle. As we go to Payson, Utah now, Jesse Davis. Jesse's on the horse Coconut Roll. 9 years he's been pro for the 29-year-old. We'll see how it works out for him.
Well, this is the dam of the great stud of Calgary's graded Coconut. Point of the shoulders to the handhold of the rigging. Back and forth, as Larry mentioned. You want those feet moving in good unison. Horse circles right there in front of the judges. They should like this ride.
Well, you know, Larry, as we take a look back at it real quick right here, these guys are riding some outstanding horses here at Ellensburg.
Well, these horses are born to buck. The Calgary Stampede has one of the greatest breeding programs of all the rodeo in the rodeo game. And this here's the mother of some of the great horses that you'll see, throughout the year from the Calgary Stampede.
And Jesse turns in 82 points on his efforts there. As we go to Brian Bain now from Oregon, 3 years in the PRCA, 28 years old. He's got the bronc they call Rough Going.
Well, Rough Going. This is a horse that they won the first go-round on This young man never started riding bareback horses till he was 22 years old. Only been riding them 6 years and playing with the best in the world.
Well, and Larry, as we look at the slow motion, this is outstanding.
Well, Rough Going's covering a little bit of ground, but the Cowboys making a good bareback ride on the horse. Now, I'm sure that the horse was a little better in the first round than he was this afternoon. That did cost him a few points.
Well, and you said it there. It did cost him the .76. As we take a look at the leaderboard, Dusty LaValle on top with 168. Justin McDaniel, Jesse Davis tied with 164, and then Wes Stevenson, 162. All right, now don't change that dial. We'll be right back on In Country Television with more bareback riding from Ellensburg, Washington.
The Wrangler $1 Million Tour presented by Justin Boots is brought to you by Wrangler, Long Live Cowboys, Justin, Standard of the West since 1879, and by Pro Rodeo Gear, the official outfitter of the PRCA, coming to a rodeo near you or online at prorodeogear.com.
Earlier in the day, you see Wes Stevenson and Heath Ford chatting it up behind the buck and shoots. Dusty LaValle on top of that leaderboard at Ellensburg with 168 on 2 in the average. Now, here's Heath Ford, Elkhart, Texas. Rio's Edge is the horse he's drawn, and it's time to get serious, Rob.
Well, second-generation bareback rider. His dad, Glenn, competed at the national finals. Of course, his uncle, Bruce, 5-time champ of the world. He's carrying on a family tradition. Point of the shoulders, the handhold of the rigging. Little bit behind, getting in a bind there toward the end of it, but we're going to see what the judges come up with today.
Well, and you know, Larry, right now as the Dodge Rescue Squad moves in, we're looking at it in slow motion.
We are. Now, here's the man that's 33 years old, the oldest man out here today. Good ride through here. Right there, that jump is when he got tipped into his hand and it threw everything off kilter.
As you see it on In Country Television, 80 points. We'll go down to Waller, Texas. Clint Cannon, Nightmare Rocket is the horse. We'll see what this cowboy can do, Rob.
Well, Clint Cannon last year set a single-season earning record of $233,000. Went to 97 rodeos, got on 200 head of horses, never bucked off a horse. Pretty good cowboy.
Well, and right now he's sitting third in the standings of the world standings, Larry. As we take a look back at it, and I mean, he made a nice ride.
Well, he made a great ride right here. You can see, look at the snap on his neck right there. You can see where that whiplash comes in. But when that horse slowed down right there and just started jumping, kicking in one place, that gives the rider an opportunity to do his absolute max.
Well, and Clint very happy with that 85-point score. Don't forget, ProRodeo.com is where you can pick up all the latest information on the PRCA Rodeo, get all the standings on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour, and you can also get all of the merchandise that all the Cowboys wear. Clint Cannon on top now with 169, just ahead of Dusty LaValle in that 168. We'll see what we can do with him as we get set to bring it back to you. All right, here's Ryan Gray now getting set. Cheney, Washington's where he calls home. Kauai Coconut's the horse he's got, and I'm telling you what, this is an outstanding bucking horse.
Well, we saw this young man, Dodge National Circuit Finals. He was the DNCFR champion. One of our telecasts walked out of there with over 19,000. Hop, skip. Boy, look at him move his feet, snapping them real hard. Good bareback ride.
You know, Larry, that ride right there, this is why this man is #1 in the world standings right now in the PRCA.
And the horse that Ryan's drawn, Kauai Coconut, is the colt of or filly out of Coconut Roll, the older mare that was out earlier today. Look at the style right here, up to the rigging each and every jump. Now, you notice when that 8-second whistle blows, those men are in a big hurry to get a hold of the front of that rigging, and that power from that animal goes up through that riding arm each and every jump.
Well, Calgary Stampede, 86 points on Kauai Coconut as we go to Redmond, Oregon. Stephen Peebles, 11th in the world standings right now. He's got mad money. We'll see if it works out for him.
Well, Stephen Peebles has got to be excited. They were 88 points on this horse at San Antonio. Great draw, Monty down there. He won the bareback riding at San Antonio. He's going to be a bunch of points here today.
Well, I'm telling you what, the horses have been powerful, and I'm telling you, right here it comes again into your living room.
Now, right there, that horse made a big duck off to the left, back to the right, but watch his feet, how even they are. I would have to mark him a 23 out of a possible 25 on both sides.
Well, I'm telling you, as you look at it right now, the scores are going to be coming in. What a beautiful ride. There is a textbook ride. It looks like a bareback ride in school, if that's what you want to do. 90 points for Stephen Peebles. He is happy. And you know what, guys? He just broke the arena record in Ellensburg, Washington. As you take a look at it, 175 on his average. That puts him in the lead. Right there it is. Let's go down to Charlie with an interview with Steven.
Thanks, guys. What an exciting ride out there. Steven, you needed 86 points to beat Ryan, but you not only did that, you got a 90-point ride out there on Mad Money and broke the arena record. Take us through what was going through your mind as you were getting ready.
I actually heard them talking about arena records and how much they were going to donate for it, and I knew I had a really great horse at Calgary, and I set a goal before I nodded. I said I would really love to break an arena record, so I did everything I could and tried riding the best I could. So I got to give a lot of compliment to that horse. So he's a great horse.
How will this help out making sure that you get into the Puyallup finals and then into Omaha?
It's going to help out a lot. I was kind of down there for Puyallup a little bit, I think 18th or something, and I was really stressing I needed to make Omaha and really wanted to make Omaha, and I think this might have sealed it up for me, so that's exciting.
Well, congratulations, Steven.
Right,
great ride out there.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Charlie. You know, he picked up $4,500 cash, and so did Calgary Stampede in bonus money. You look at the Wrangler $1 Million Tour standings, Stephen Dent on top in the bareback riding with $43,000. Don't go away. It's steer wrestling thundering into your living room next. Taking a look outside the arena at Ellensburg, Washington. Great crowds on hand, all kinds of activities going on. The Wrangler $1 Million Tour presented by Justin Boots. There's the arena. I'm Tim Fuller along with Rob Smets, Larry Mahan, and Charlie Wacker, and it's time for the steer wrestling, the big man's event. When you talk about big man, here he is, Gearing, Nebraska, Dean Gorsuch. We caught up with him. We're going to find out how it is for the world champion.
I've been trying to keep, my horses healthy and me healthy, and hopefully we draw some good steers. And I mean, that really comes down to it, because the competition is unbelievably tough. Everybody can beat you at any time. So you need to draw a good steer. You want to win at every rodeo, but this is at this time of the year before you go to right before the finals, and not too far before the finals, and it's a good time to be hot. I'm not hot, but just dang sure. It's been going pretty good, and I'd just like to, everybody'd like to cap it off at Ellensburg. It's a good rodeo.
Long road ahead for him, but here he is getting set to go number 4 in the world standings. Right now is where he's at, Larry.
Speed event. These guys have to ride great horses. They have a helper called a hazer to keep the steer from running off to the right. He'll get that steer in the right position. He's going to drop down off the horse, get that left horn on the end of that left hand, bring the nose up and around and down to the ground. When all 4 feet are in the same direction, that's when the clock stops.
Well, I'm telling you what, this guy makes it look easy.
Well, for a guy that just up until 2005 was a full-time pipeline welder, won the big money at Houston that year, turned himself into a full-time steer wrestler, went on to win the world title, and obviously well on his way to getting a bunch of money right here in Ellensburg today.
Well, 4-4 on that run as we get set to watch a Luke Branquino, number 1 in the world standings, Los Alamos, California. We'll see what Luke can get done.
Well, $1.4 million in career earnings, 2-time world champion. Brank, ooh, things got a little bit wide, almost tasted a little bit of horn in the mouth there.
Watch that steer set up right there. He started to stop about the time that Luke tried to make his move, and then the steer moved over to the right. He couldn't get across far enough to get a hold of him. No time.
Well, some days are diamonds and some days are coal. Let's go to Sparta, Washington now. Nick Guy is our cowboy. Nick, number 10 in the world standings.
Right here you can see the size of this fella here. In the riding events, these guys average about 150 pounds. All of them are going to be over 200 in the steer wrestling. There's a tough guy right there, made a great fast run. Down on the left horn, pull the right horn up, go to the nose. Timing is so important.
Well, as you mentioned, this guy's got lots of talent. 4 times to the college national finals, 4 times to the high school national finals. He still holds the arena record of 3.2 seconds at the high school finals in 2002.
Well, 4-8 on that run. As you look at the leaderboard, Dean Gorsuch 13-7 on 2. Nick Guy 14-2. They're coming in on their averages. We go to Kaplan, Louisiana. Gabe Ledoux getting set to go to work for us.
Well, we watched this man win the Silver Spurs at Reno. He won our event there at that telecast. Gabe Ledoux, big boy, when he gets his hands on them, they will fly. Not the steer you want to draw there. That steer really run left. Hard for his horse to get around. He's going to pull up rather than waste their time today.
Well, 16th in the world standings, Larry. He's right on that bubble.
And right there you see that steer run across in front of his horse. Some bad injuries have taken place with that kind of a situation where the steer wrestling horse would get tangled up and do a roll over the back of that steer.
Well, and the thing about it is there's always another rodeo. As we go to the number 8 man in the world, Dane Hanna, Starkville, Mississippi, getting set to go in the Bulldogging.
When to release the horse is so important. You saw that line across the front of the box there. If you don't give the steer the required head start, you break the barrier, 10-second penalty. That was a nice run.
Well, 4.4 seconds on his first round steer, split sixth in the first go-round. See what he gets done today. Pulls hard, gets all 4 feet out, flag drops. 4 and 7 today. That ought to add up pretty well.
Well, it is good for Dane as we go to our next cowboy. You're looking at him slapping high five. Curtis Cassidy, number 3 in the world standings, 3 times to the big show, the Wrangler National Finals.
Well, $1 million in career earnings, number 3 for the all-around title this year. Everybody's chasing Trevor. Bend that right knee, get down, pull on the left horn, whack.
I would say the luck of the draw worked for that man right there. That was a nice steer. I could have thrown him in 12 or 13.
All right, here he comes. Look at it, Larry.
Wow. That was a good one.
Well, one thing about the Cassidy boys, and we're going to get to watch his brother come right behind him. You know, he lost that left horn as he started to come around there. That was almost a little bit of an early Christmas present.
You bet it was. The 4 and 2, as you saw it right there on that run. Leaderboard shows you Curtis Cassidy on top, 13 and 4. Then Dean Gorsuch with a 13 and 7, all the way down to the 14 and 2. So don't go away, because we're coming right back at you with more great steer wrestling action from Ellensburg, Washington. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine shining down on Ellensburg, Washington. You take a look at the beautiful Western Village just outside of the arena. It is stop number 8 on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour. The leaderboard, Curtis Cassidy, 13 and 4 in the average. Dean Gorsuch, 13 and 7. And you know, guys, we need to let everybody at home know this is the average that we're showing you, the total times on all their cattle. Here we go with Cody Cassidy, the brother.
Well, Cody Cassidy, number 2 in the world, number 21 in the Wrangler $1 Million Tour. He needs to climb the ladder a little bit. Got to be in the top 24 to go to Puyallup next week. Pull on that left horn. Ooh, nice run.
Well, you know, we look at it, and he's not on that horse. He's riding Luke Branquino's horse, and Larry, it worked out good for him.
Well, it did. Now, these horses, see how they fly by that steer, carry the rider's feet out in front of him. He slides along on the ground till the timing is perfect, brings the nose around, tips the nose up in the air, and goes to the ground.
Well, and does it in a 4 and 8. And, you know, we're going to get set and watch Ken Lewis now. La Junta, Colorado, gets set to go to work for us. And, Rob, he is doing well.
Well, $270,000 in career earnings, a 2-time DNCFR contestant. We watched him. He's from Colorado State University. Runs down there just a little bit further than he wanted today, but going to come out of it with a pretty good run.
Well, he still gets high fives all the way around, and the guys are, you know, telling him good job. As we go to Sean Mulligan, Coleman, Oklahoma, 3 times to the NOFR. He's over $600,000 in career earnings.
These guys riding the American quarter horse, not all of them own their own horses here. They will ride someone else's horse. They'll pay 25% of the winnings for the hazer and the steer wrestling horse. So these horses are specialists in this event.
Well, 3rd in the first round with a 4.1. He was able to stay off that barrier a little bit. Safety up 4.5 on this run. That's going to give him a pretty good total on 2.
Hey, don't forget, you can get all the latest Pro Rodeo gear, the shirts, the jackets, the ball caps, whatever the Cowboys are wearing. Go to ProRodeoGear.com at the ProRodeo.com website. Taking a look now, Sean Mulligan is on top in the average with a 13 and 3. We'll see how it works out as we bring you our next cowboy, McAllister, Oklahoma. Tommy Cook, he's been to the NFR. This guy can do it.
Well, been to the NFR. Actually, he was the first African-American steer wrestler to qualify for the National Finals Rodeo in 1998. Since then, many more of them have come and gone, but Tommy Cook, he paved the way.
Well, he did, and I'm talking about paving right there, Larry. That steer kind of rolled over him like a steamroller. He was having a little bit of trouble.
Well, that steer was a tough one, but look what happens right here now. He almost loses that steer, keeps a hold of him. A lot of people would have given up right there. This is the ultimate in try right there.
Well, and Tommy Cook, I mean, he did not quit at all on that steer. Looking at it again, had a hold. You think there's not some grip in that big right hand of his?
I'm not so sure that his foot didn't hang in that stirrup just a little bit, the way his feet got behind him, because normally you wait, that horse pulls on by, gets those feet set out in front of you. His feet hit beside him. He hung up in the stirrup there a little bit, I think.
Still 7-9 on that run.
All right, we're going to go to Ferndale, California. Bill Buganig, third in the second round with a 4.1. He needs to just make a good run. Dad was a bareback rider. Got a cousin that's a saddle bronc rider. This big guy, steer wrestling. He gets it done real well. Drop down, pull on that left horn. Going to like that run.
Well, he made it work, and I'm telling you what, that's about as much emotion as you're going to see out of him. Tip of the hat, clap of the hand, but he's got reason to be a lot happier, Larry.
Well, that takes him into the lead right there, but a nice, smooth run. This guy here is a very intense competitor. Goes to the nose, gets him on the ground.
All right, going now to our next cowboy, getting him set. They're still high-fiving Billy. This is Travis Carneen, Oregon cowboy, getting set to go to work for us. And, Rob, this guy can throw him down in a hurry.
Well, he can get it done, you know, and it's tough to win in your own circuit. He's a Columbia River Circuit guy, fourth in the circuit currently, second in the first round. He was 4 flat. If he'll come back and be 4 flat again, he'll walk out as the Ellensburg champ. Oh, no. Missed the left horn.
I think he said flat too many times, because that's exactly where he ended up, and he knows that he had the steer to win some money on. Tough luck for Travis. No time on that run. I'm telling you what, disappointing to that big man, but I guarantee you there'll be another one. And you look at it now, Billy Buganig on top in the average with a 13-2. Sean Mulligan of Oklahoma, second, 13-3. Charlie standing by with Billy.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here with our Ellensburg steer wrestling champion, Billy Buganig. Billy, you came into Ellensburg sitting 14th. Now you're jumping even higher. What's it like climbing those world standings?
Well, it's always a good thing, I guess, so hopefully I can win a little more and make it to the NFR. So I'm not into the tour finale, so hopefully I can do good this last month and stay up there high enough.
So what's your plan to keep up with these guys that are gunning for you in your spot in the NFR?
Well, I actually had a low rodeo count. We can go to 70 rodeos for the year, and my count was low, so I'm going to a bunch of rodeos all over the country these next couple weeks, so hopefully I can win something.
Well, congratulations on your win here, Billy. That's great, and we look forward to seeing you down the road.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Charlie. Take a look at the Wrangler $1 Million Tour standings. Big Luke on top with 43,000. Jewel Hazen, 30,000 behind him. Dean Gorsuch, the world champion, right in there in third. Don't go away. Coming up next, one of the fastest events. It's the tie-down roping from Ellensburg, Washington, next. Well, taking a look at the great crowd at stop number 8 of the Wrangler $1 Million Tour in Ellensburg. It's the final stop on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour. I'm Tim Fuller with Rob Smets, Larry Mahan, and the ever so lovely Charlie Wacker. We're having a great time here, and I hope you are too. On In Country Television, it's tie-down roping. Up first, Cade Swore, Crafton, Texas. We'll see what this young man can do. I've watched him rope, and this guy can get it done.
Well, 3-time national finals qualifier. You can see world champion Fred Whitfield standing right there beside him, giving him some words of encouragement. Run up there, get it around him now. Get down the rope, flank, string, gather, 2 wraps, and a hooey.
Wow, that was quick. And, Larry, you see Old Yeller. What about the horses they ride in these timed events?
Well, these horses are specialists in their events, and they have to be right on. These men cannot afford to ride a horse that's going to make any bobbles and not be 100% correct. Now, they have to stop. They get back on the rope. They send the man down that rope with the way they stop. Beautiful, beautiful American quarter horse.
Well, 8-4 on that run for Cade. That is awesome. As we go to Terrebonne, Oregon, Shane Erickson now. Shane getting set to go to work for us, 10 years in the PRCA.
Well, here's one of the young guns, though, of the Columbia River Circuit. Gets a good start, gets it on his calf, steps out in that right stirrup. Get down, block him off, flank, string. Now, get that right elbow out. 1, 2, and a hooey. Now he's got to get back to his horse, though, and put some slack in that rope. 6 seconds have to go by. Our judge with the stopwatch will watch him and make sure the calf stays tied.
You know, Larry, we've talked about it in previous episodes, the luck or unluck of the draw, and that's what happened here today.
Well, he was a little late getting a hold of that calf. The calf started to move on him, but you see right here the tautness on that rope. That horse is trained to back up, keep the rope tight, so it helps the roper to get his 3 legs up there, 2 legs up, 2 wraps and a half hitch.
Well, you know, our cowboy Shane Erickson, 11-second run on that one for him, and not happy with it, but with the calf fighting him the way it was, that's about as best as he could do. As we go to Joseph Parsons, Arizona now, as we get set to watch his cowboy.
Well, he split fourth in the second round with an 8-3. Second-generation tie-down roper. His dad, Joe, went to the NFR on several occasions. Look at that sorrel horse. Get his rear in the ground. Joseph gets down the rope. Things are going to be fast. Whoops, calf strains a little bit with that top leg. Going to cost him a tenth of a second. A tenth of a second is hundreds of dollars in this event.
Well, and here we go, Larry, looking at it again. I mean, he got to it in a hurry.
Well, Joseph has had a great year, and this is quite a young athlete right here. Even though that calf did strain right there, he didn't weaken. He went ahead, made his wraps the half hitch, and says, I'll take a chance that he's going to stay tied.
Well, and he took a chance, and it paid off. 9-7 for Joseph Parsons. 9-7. Good job there. You've been watching the Wrangler $1 Million Tour all year long. It's the Wrangler $1 Million Tour Championships coming up in Omaha at the Quest Center in Omaha, Nebraska, September 23rd and 24th. The best of the best. And then it's the city of nylons and neons, the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, Thomas and Mack, Las Vegas, December 2nd through the 11th. Go to theprorodeo.com to get your tickets, get more information about these 2 great events. As we take a look, Cade Swore on top in the average again, 28-1 on his cattle. Joseph Parsons 29, so that really helped him there with that 9-7. As we go to Arizona's Ryle Smith, we'll see what he can get done.
Moving the horse up, making sure that everything is ready to go. Those horses anticipate that start just like a horse at the starting gate at the racetrack. Again, the barrier's there. If you come out too quickly, you break the barrier, 10-second penalty. Over the top, flank the calf down, let go of the rope a little early there, but now he's going to get fast. 1 wrap and a half hitch.
Well, Ryle Smith, number 3 for the Rookie of the Year. Split 6th in the first round with a 9-5. Gets down to this calf, loses a hold of his rope, as Larry mentions now. Strings, gets the feet gathered. Pretty good calf to draw. He didn't need to have that bobble in there.
Well, no, he didn't. As you're looking back on it now, you know, we've talked about the horses working. 11-6 on that run for Ryle Smith, and we'll talk about it as we go to our next cowboy. All right, our next cowboy coming to us, Ryan Watkins, made the Wrangler National Finals last year for the first time. $200,000 in career earnings, Larry, and that's a lot of money so far.
That is a lot of money. My biggest year, I think I won $63,000, went to over 100 rodeos, and competed in all 3 riding events. The game has come a long way. Oh, now he has to let the calf get up, caught him a little deep down around the flank. Well, the wreck is on right now.
Horse working, and I mean working like he's supposed to, but the cowboy really didn't get it done like he was supposed to.
Well, the wreck was on, but I tell you what, he came out of that really smelling like a rose, because got that calf roped awful deep. Catch as catch can is the rule. He goes ahead and strings, horses working rope, keeping things tight. Calf participates pretty well there, doesn't strain. He's going to get out of it a lot better than he should have.
12-8, and that is going to keep him out of the money right now. The leaderboard showing you Cade Swore on top, 28-1, 29 for Joseph Parsons, the guy we just watched. Shane Erickson in there with a 30-3. Ryle Smith 30-7. Now don't go away, because we've got the best yet to come. It's more tie-down roping on In Country TV next. All right, there's all kinds of activities in and out of the arena for old and young alike. And then you take a look right there at those Pro Rodeo souvenirs and the leaderboard. Cade Swore, 28-1 in the average, leading it now as we go to Tyson Durfee. We were able to catch up with him. He knows the rodeo road 3 times to the Wrangler National Finals.
Out of high school, I went to college shortly, and actually dropped out of college and started rodeoing. I was 19, and it was 2003. I went hard all year, and I didn't make the NFR that year, and it was pretty tough on me financially and mentally. So I went home for 2 years, started a construction company, came back a couple years later, went to Canada, became the first American to win the Canadian national title, and then after that, I really decided that's what I wanted to do for my life and a career. So the next year I went hard and made the NFR, and it's been good ever since.
All right, 2 times to the Dodge National Circuit Finals and a champ there. $500,000 in career earnings, Larry.
Good start right there again. Got out of the box. So important. Off on the right-hand side down the rope. Flank grabs that front leg before the calf's on the ground. 2 wraps and a half hitch.
I'm telling you, these guys in the tie-down roping, they are putting it on them today. And we'll watch Tyson Durfee back.
Well, a Wrangler $1 Million Tour champion from St. Paul, Oregon, would like to add another one to his list here in Ellensburg. Good run, calf, good, gets him crossed well. Nice tie.
It is in a time of 10-3 for Tyson Durfee as we go now to Blackfoot, Idaho. Nate Baldwin, 36 years old for Nate. 2 times to the Wrangler National Finals, 2 times to the Dodge National Circuit Finals. We'll see what he can do.
Well, and a quality guy. This young man here went to Costa Rica on a mission down there, speaks fluent Spanish, gets a heck of a start here today, takes a couple good swings. Oh, missed his slack. Horse really didn't stop. It just wasn't right today.
No, it wasn't. Big hole right there, Larry. Watch it.
Right there. Calf runs all the way through it.
Ends up with a no time. That rope's broke, got that big hole in the end of it. So
That's it.
Did
That's
not
why
work out.
it's so important for those horses to be right on. The horse had a bad day, just like the Cowboys will once in a while.
You bet. Let's go to a guy that knows it all. Durant, Oklahoma, Blair Burke. Here's the Cowboy. He's never won a national world championship. 20th in the world, 14 times the Wrangler National Finals, $2 million in career earnings.
And his daddy, Barry Burke, traveled with me quite a bit back in the day. Barry was runner-up 8 times for the Calf Roping Championship. Never did win it, but it was always a champion in my mind.
You saw him get up right there, Larry. He said, yeah, baby.
Blair's saying, show me the money today. You want to talk about fast hands. They don't get any faster than that.
Wow. 8-3. What a smoking run for Blair Burke, Durant, Oklahoma. And you know what else is smoking? That is the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone.com. You need to check it out. It has got all the latest information on Pro Rodeo, the PRCA, and everything that you can get, the ball caps, the T-shirts, whatever it is. We're bringing you some tie-down roping. Blair Burke on top, 26-7 in the average, right there ahead of Cage 4 with 28-1. And right now we're looking at the man. 5 in the world, 18 Wrangler National Finals, 8 world champions for Fred Whitfield.
Well, 8 world champions, 7 times in the tie-down, 1 time as the all-around champ of the world. 8-5 in round 2. He'd like to do that once again. Calf ducks and dives. Fred's got to hustle. Not going to work today. Didn't get that tip down, drop it over the nose of that calf. No time for him today.
Well, and Larry, you know, you can see the disgust on him, but he is working hard trying to get there. Just kind of put it over the nose.
You know, it seems like yesterday that Fred was one of the young men in his 20s. He's 43 years old now and still has the ability to win a championship. A great cowboy, great contestant.
Just shows you that it doesn't matter who you are, you can have a bad day. As we go to Seth Childers now. Cameron, Texas, 27 years young for the 7-year PRCA Cowboy.
Well, 7 years, 164,000. Hasn't ever really got a big win. Won the first round here with an 8-5. Gets down the rope, looking like he's going to be in a hurry today.
Well, and it looked good as he runs back. He's hustling to get on that horse, Larry.
Well, this young man here is an athlete, and his time has come. He's in a position to win this event. 1 roper left to go. 1-2 wrap. Ooh, 1 wrap and a half hitch.
He threw caution to the wind. 8-6 for Seth Childers, but we have got a guy getting set to come to work for you that he can do it. Decatur, Texas now. Clint Cooper is our cowboy getting set. 13th in the world, 2 times the NFR. $421,000 in career earnings for this big man.
Well, father was the super looper, Roy Cooper, 8-time world champion. Clint, he's got it on him. Got to get in a hurry. Gets down. Oh, look at this. He's going to like it today.
Oh, nice calf to have in the round. He gets back on that horse. Larry, talk us through it.
Well, this calf runs. Now he moves into position. Look how fast he gets off that horse. Right there, picks up that front leg before the calf's on the ground, brings up the hind, 2 wraps, half hitch, and look at the tightness in that rope. That is one nice horse. All of these men are riding good horses, and that's one of the major keys to be a winner in this game. The horse has to be on 100%, and so does the roper.
Well, 9-1 is pretty well on for Clint right there, making it look pretty easy. As we get set to look at the leaderboard, Seth Childers on top with 26-3. Blair Burke in there with 26-7. Let's go to Charlie standing by with Seth.
Hey guys, I've got our tie-down roping champion, Seth Childers. This is his biggest win of 2010 here in Ellensburg. And Seth, for you, what was it like coming into this rodeo?
Oh, it was great. I was coming into the short round second, and I had a good calf draw and knew I just had to make a pretty good run, and everything would be all right. And I guess it worked.
And of course, that doesn't come without the help of your horse. What kind of horse are you riding now?
My horse, he's 13 years old. I've had him since he was 5, and he's really coming around now, so pretty excited going into next year and the rest of this year.
Well, congratulations on your win here, Seth, and we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
All right, taking a look at the leaderboard on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour. Trevor Brazil, the Ironman, $35,000 on top. Joseph Parsons, $32,000. We just watched him, and the Oklahoman, Trent Krieger. Don't go away. We're going to bring you the classic event of rodeo. It's the saddle bronc riding on in-country television coming up next. Welcome back to Ellensburg, Washington. Looking at the trick riders, I'm telling you, it's been part of rodeo for a long, long time. Beautiful ladies, they do it well. The crowd on hand, loving it. I'm Tim Fuller, along with Rob Smets and Larry Mahan and Charlie Wacker, and we are set. I hope we don't see anything like that in the bronc riding, because we have got some tough cowboys out. First up in the bronc riding, Isaac Diaz, 2 times the Wrangler National Finals. We had a chance to catch up with him earlier today.
I'm like 24th right now in the tour standings, and that's how many they take to Puyallup. There's 3 of us that made the short round tonight, and 2 of them are behind me, so there'll be a couple of us or one of us that doesn't make Puyallup, so it's going to get interesting today. I've got Spring Blues, the Flying Fives. I had him here my rookie year in the short round, and went really good for me. 1 second on him, and had him at the finals a couple years ago, and he was good, so I'm excited to have him.
All right, the Davie, Florida Cowboy getting set to go. We'll see what he can do. Spring Blues, the horse he's drawn, Rob.
Well, Isaac Diaz, the 2010 National Intercollegiate Rodeo co-champion with Cananacey. Spring Blues, Big Ben Flying 5 horse. This is a good bronc. From the point of the shoulders back to the cantle of the saddle. Once again, you want those feet moving in unison. Hard way to the ground, though.
I'm telling you, Larry, it did not work out for him the way we wanted it to as you look at the replay.
Well, it didn't, and the rules are the same as in the bareback riding. The first rule, you have to have the feet over the point of the shoulder, spray them out, stay on for 8 seconds, which he did not do, and don't touch the animal with the free hand.
Well, he didn't touch it, but he's going to end up with a no score for Isaac Diaz as we go now to Oldish, South Dakota. Chad Furley's our cowboy getting set to go to work for us, and I'm telling you what, this young man, 4 times the Wrangler National Finals, 2 gold buckles, that's 2 world championships, and $600,000 in career earnings.
And these saddles, the bronc saddles, have to be approved by the association, certain specifications as far as the width of the swells and so on and so forth. Another no score.
Well, I tell you what, when you throw the champ of the world off that quick and easily, that's going to show what kind of bucking horses they have right there at Ellensburg this week.
Well, Luxurious Bubbles, the name of that horse, but I'm pretty sure Chad has another name for it as we go to the cowboy from Weatherford, Texas now. This is Bradley Harder, Fatal Attraction. He's 7th in the world standings, 4 times to the big show, and $571,000 in career earnings.
Well, just got done setting the arena record of 88 points at the big rodeo in Hermiston just a couple of weeks ago. It's the right time of year to get on a roll. Bradley makes it to 8, but I'll tell you what, he's not going to go much past that today.
Boy, it was a nice ride. And, Larry, this was your event.
Well, I love this event. Now, watch the feet in this one. The feet go from the point of the shoulders back to the cantle of the saddle. The judges want to see the toes go over the point of the shoulders with the toes turned out, making contact with the horse. That was a good bronc ride.
It was 85 points for Bradley Harder as we get set to bring you the man. Edmond, Oklahoma, Billy Ettbauer. 21 times to the NFR, 5-time world champion, $3 million in career earnings.
Well, just a week ago at the rodeo in Linden, Billy Ettbauer became the first cowboy to win over $3 million in one event. 45 years old, 51 career go-round wins at the National Finals Rodeo. He's played the game a long time.
And you know, Larry, we notice he's not getting up as quick as he used to, but he still makes it look pretty easy.
Well, he's still getting up. There's a lot to be said for that. Here he's a little out of time right there with that horse. When the horse's front feet were on the ground, he should have had his feet up in the neck, but he made up for it.
And Billy, for his efforts, turned in 82 points on that ride. As we go to a young man that I've known for quite a while, University of Tennessee Martin product, Ty Atchison out of Jackson, Missouri. Matter of fact is the horse she's drawn.
Well, 4 times the college national finals, 1 time in the steer wrestling, twice in the team roping, 3 times in the bronc riding. Cowboy, this kid can do it all, the boy from Missouri. Look at him, from the point of the shoulders to the cantle of the saddle, good timing, lifting on that bronc rein, a good draw on this pen of horses.
It was awesome for the young man, and I'm glad to see him on fire. As we take a look back at the replay, he's 17th in the world right now.
And he's excited about it, that young man. Good spur out. Now watch, when that horse's front feet are on the ground, his feet are over the point of the shoulders. When the horse's hind feet are on the ground, he's spurring back towards the cantle of the saddle. Lifting on the rein. When you lift on the rein, the free arm is going to go back. It's timing, coordination, balance.
And 81 points is what our judges say for Ty Atchison. Still got the big smile on his face as we go to Big Sky Country. Great Falls, Montana. Jesse Cruz, he has drawn the horse they call Lynx Mountain.
Well, this is the horse that they set the arena record on. Sean Stroh did of 91 points at Caldwell, Idaho. This is the 09 Ellensburg champ, defending champ, trying to do it again. Great horse, good bronc ride. I like it.
Well, not only is the 09 Ellensburg defending champ, he's the 09 world champion, showing you why this boy is on fire. And what a matchup.
And this horse didn't cover a lot of ground, stays right in front of the bucking chutes. That's what the judges like to see. Almost makes a circle around there to the right. Good bronc ride right there. This young man, you can see why he's the world's champ.
Well, I'm telling you, outstanding ride, and the judges liked it too. 87 points for Jesse Cruz on that ride. That 24-year-old is in tall cotton right now. I guarantee you. Jesse Cruz on top, 168 on his horses. Bradley Harder with 165, and then the veteran, Billy Ettbauer, splits it with Ty Atchison at 162. Coming up right in a minute, don't forget, it's going to be more saddle bronc riding on In Country Television. Well, big sign in Ellenburg says, welcome, rodeo fans. The brand on the bronc is the $. That's what the Cowboys are looking for right there. The Anchor K, you see them all, and you're going to see them all as Jesse Cruz on top, 168. Bradley Harder right behind him with 165. And then there's only 6 points split in 4th and 1st. As we get set to bring you our next Cowboy, it is going to be Sean Stroh, Dickinson, North Dakota. Fearless Warrior is the horse he's drawn. Now, here's a Cowboy sitting number 4 in the world standings. He's been 4 times to the Wrangler National Finals. We'll see what he can do here.
Well, 82 points on his first one, was 91 points at Caldwell, setting the arena record. Gets tapped off here today, lifting on that bronc rein. It's a nice bronc ride. Horse going to circle around. The judges are going to like this one.
Well, you know, that $sign we talked about right there, that may be what he's going to get with that ride right there.
That's the kind of a bronc that you can get the money on. Look at this. Jumps, high, kicks, lots of power. No ducks, no dives. So it gives that bronc rider an opportunity to really show his stuff. Toes turned out when he goes to the front end, picking up on the bronc rein. That was a classic bronc ride.
And you're looking back at it. Great camera angle right there on In Country Television. What is it?
As we watch that bronc leave there, though, he didn't really get those feet moving quite like the judges would have liked. As John Macbeth mentioned at that Hall of Fame induction, every time you go to the front end, you want to go another inch further forward. He quite didn't do it. 80 points today. He's going to be behind him a little bit.
Interior South Dakota brings us Louis Brunson now on Sundance. Louis getting set to go to workforce. And here's a young man I watched on the collegiate level. And, Larry, this kid can ride.
He can ride. There you see a good picture of the bronc rein. It's a big 4-plait braided rein. They move their hand forward when the feet go to the front end, and that was a weird dismount.
Oh, he didn't intend for it. He is getting up slow, and we'll bring you right back to the replay. But Louis is not feeling very well right now as they go out to help him. The Justin Sports Medicine team there help him up, and he is saying, woo.
Well, as they get Louis lifted up, and we do go back to that replay, you're going to watch here. This horse bounces him off those front swells. Everything gets shook loose. And when he does, he hits hard on that front swell and then gets drove in the ground. Lucky he didn't knock a shoulder out.
I mean to tell you, I wouldn't have got up from that for weeks. That is the beauty of youth right there, Larry Mahan.
That's the good thing about being young, but that was a tough little bronc. Fast, a lot of snap, and when you make a mistake on one like that, looks like his left leg came up over the top of that swell, and it was all over.
We're going to go to Cody right now, Milford, Utah. Spring Planting is the horse he's drawn, and Cody, he's been there and he's done it.
Well, the world champ against the world champion bucking horse, Spring Planting. I saw Chad Furley be 90 points. We watched younger brother Jesse win Reno on this horse. Rusty Allen and Jesse were both 89 points apiece 2 times at Reno.
Oh, it was pretty. And you know, Larry, you've talked about the money you've won in your career. Look here, $1.2 million, and you're going to see why right here.
Well, this is what it's all about right here. When the feet go forward, the upper body's tipped back. When the feet go back, the upper body is tipped forward to a degree. This is a beautiful, beautiful bronc ride right here. You can see why this young man is the world's champ.
I'm telling you, and that horse fit him to a T.
Big Ben flying 5. They've got a lot to be proud of there.
Well, 90 points for Cody Wright. What a bronc ride right there. And you know, I know everybody out there watching us has Facebook, and all you got to do is go to Pro Rodeo on Facebook. Check it out. Go to the Facebook, prorodeo.com, sign into their Facebook page, and you'll be connected to all the great cowboys. All right, as we take a look at the leaderboard, Cody Wright's on top with that 173. Then Jesse Cruz behind him with 168. It has changed a little bit. Can we change it some more? We'll find out right now. Boise, Idaho, Scott Miller is our cowboy. Night Rocket is the horse he's drawn.
Well, the number 25 guy in the Wrangler $1 Million Tour standings, you got to be in the top 24 to get to go to Puyallup next week. He really needs to make a bronc ride. This horse gets tapped off, lots of jump and kick. He's not getting his feet moving quite like he wants. I don't know whether that bronc reign's just a little bit too long, but he sure didn't get tapped off well today.
Well, and that horse, it sure looked tough, Larry.
Well, Rob hit it on the head. That rein was way too long. Look at that horse's head come up. And you don't just grab this rope. They know how much rein these horses will take because of previous performances. Right there, the rein's long. He can't pull on it. He has to lock up in the cantle of the saddle. So it would have been impossible to make a good ride on a horse like this with that much rein. Probably had about a foot too much line.
Well, 78 points comes in for Scott Miller. Number 11 in the world standings right now, Rusty Allen makes his home in Eagle Mountain, Utah, 5 times to the NFR, almost $800,000 in career earnings.
Well, we watched Rusty 40% him at the rodeo at Salinas. He won our bronc ride there both rounds. This guy is a bronc ride machine. A good draw here today.
Nods that head and, I mean, leans back.
Oh, that sucker came out of there bucking. Rein was a little long, straight up out of that hull, out of that saddle. Hard to make a recovery from one like that, and it hurt him.
It has hurt him, and I mean, that horse is still bucking right there, looking good. Look at the replay, big rare.
Boy, that big rare, you get out of time just a little bit. Man, he hits the ground hard.
Tipped him into his rein about that second jump.
Well, tough luck as we go to the number 1 man in the standings, Wade Sundell, $177,000 in career earnings. Wade is drawn Classic Toddy.
Well, Wade, he won our event in Austin, Texas. We watched him. This kid is very, very capable. Spurred over his bronc ride, got in behind, got out of time, and paid the price for it today, though.
That will take the wind right out of you, Larry, as he's getting up slow, but watch it right here.
Watch this. Well, we can't see the right there when he spurred over that bronc rein, but that's why those men will lift up on that bronc rein when the feet go to the front end to keep them hanging that spur over that rein.
And the Justin Sports Medicine team walking him out of the arena. Cody Wright on top with a 173 in the average. Jesse Cruz right behind him, 168. Let's go to Charlie, who's standing by with Cody.
After an exciting finish, we got our saddle bronc riding champion, Cody Wright. Cody, you were a 90-point ride out there on Spring Planting. Take us through that ride.
That's just a really good horse that was horse of the year last year, and she was kind of squatting in there, and they told me she wasn't getting any better, so I took her. She kind of reared around the post and had a few moves right out of there, but then jumped and kicked around to the right, just what you want, and they liked it.
So when you travel with your brothers. Is there a little sibling rivalry in the truck?
It's not too bad. We're all rooting for each other to win. You know, and if somebody's doing something wrong, we'll usually tell them. And like they said the other day, if I can't, you won't tell me what's wrong, nobody will. So it's not really a rivalry. We're wanting each other to win, but I'm sure we all want to win ourselves.
Well, we look forward to seeing the Wright family in Puyallup and Omaha and then on to the Wrangler National Finals of Rodeo.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Charlie. As the Wrangler $1 Million Tour standings in the bronc riding, Bradley Harder on top with 39,000, Heath DeMoss 29,000, and Rusty Allen, we saw him get hurt not too far back in third, and then Taos Muncie right there. Don't go away. It's the team roping coming up next from Ellensburg, Washington.
In 2005, we decided that we wanted to have a Western-themed entrance to our rodeo. And so we came together as a board and really kind of midsummer scrambled and got these buildings with a Western theme to them. We have vendors from our Hall of Fame, we have our ticket office, and then we have our VIP sponsor room. Our saloon, though, we do operate, and that's all volunteer-based. Our Top Hands group is a part of putting that on for us. And then on our side, everything, the rodeo side, is all volunteer-based. The rodeo committee did build this and provide this back to the county. We're happy to help the community. That's really what we're all about here at the Ellensburg Rodeo.
And the crowds are enjoying all of the Western Village at the Wrangler $1 Million Tour stop in Ellensburg, Washington. The octopus is going. All the carnival rides are working. We're having a great time. I'm Tim Fuller along with Rob Smets, Larry Mahan, and the beautiful Charlie Wacker. And I'm telling you, the skies are pristine. We're getting set for some team roping. It's going to be a great time as we get ready to watch Matt Garza of Mesquite, New Mexico, Jake Brown, Stephenville, Texas. You got 5 elements, Rob Smets. You've got 2 cowboys, 2 horses, and 1 steer.
Well, they back in behind the barrier just like in our other timed events. The man on the back end, he's winning second for the Rookie of the Year. He needs to make some, and it's not going to happen today.
Nope. Wave that one off for no time as we take a look back at it, Larry.
Well, the header's job, rope the steer around the horns or around the neck. Heeler comes in, ropes 2 hind feet. If you rope 1 hind leg, it's a 5-second penalty. Again, like Rob mentioned, you have the barrier 10-second penalty if you don't give the steer the required head start.
You're watching Dustin Hermrich and Cody Robbins. California Cowboys, they can do it quickly.
Well, he gets it slick around the front horns, come around the back feet. 2 hind feet, that's what the judges are looking for. Horses have both got to be faced in the same direction for the flag to drop down and get a time.
Well, and they did it well. I mean, here comes that heeler.
They can see the angle of the rope with that heeler. It's over his left shoulder, where the header's going to have that loop sort of flat. The heeler's going to have it over that left shoulder. The angle is important, so it'll reach in there and pick up the hind feet.
Well, 6-second run on that one for the guys as we go now. Travis Tryon, Rich Skelton, Montana, and Texas.
Well, 9 times to the National Finals Rodeo on the front end, 8-time champ of the world on the back end. Travis got 1 spun. Rich come in, make it look easy today. Oh, nope. 1 hind leg, 5-second penalty will add to it.
Well, I'm telling you, we can watch it back here on in-country television. And, Larry, you don't see that happen very often.
You don't. Rich Skelton was on the winning team of Rich Skelton and Speed Williams all the years they won their championships. He hasn't lost his talent, but he just had a bad day today.
Well, they would have been a 5-9, picked up 5, makes them 10-9 for Tryon and Skelton. As we go now to Justin Yost and Kyle Crick. They're getting set to work for us. Pennsylvania and Texas.
Pennsylvania and Texas, the young man on the front end, he's going to get it on him here. Watch the man on the back. Got him roped. Oh, up deep, pantyhose. I like it.
Oh, it doesn't get any prettier than that.
Well, this is a tough team right here. This is the way it's supposed to work. The heeler rides off on the right side of the steer. When the steer goes left, he comes directly in behind him. Let's go right there. Nice run.
And it worked out well with a 6-second run for Yost and Crick. We'll go to Charlie Crawford, Russell Cardoza, Oregon Cowboys getting set.
Well, Russell Cardoza during the Reno Rodeo won the best world's greatest roper competition, had to head, heel, rope a calf. Charlie Crawford, he's been to the finals on several occasions. Prineville, Oregon's where he calls home. Russell right now, yes.
Wow, another pantyhose.
That was a smooth run. Now watch the angle of the rope on the header. Once again, the rope is flat, heeler over that left shoulder. Releases when they like to get them that first or second hop after they go left. That's where you get the fast time.
And Smooth is fast, a 5-5 on that run right there for Crawford and Cardoza. We'll go now to Texas. Quincy Kukelahan, Oklahoma City, Cody Dosher. I've watched this boy on the Heelan side do it a long time. He is good.
Well, Kukelahan, number 2 for the Rookie of the Year right now, got about $19,000 won. The man on the back end was second for the Rookie of the Year amongst the Heelers last year. Watch. Got him.
It was good. Got the full neck catch in there. That is a legal catch, Larry.
It is. Some say that you can't get quite as good a handle on your steer when you rope them deep like that, but the pros can do it the right way. It really doesn't matter most of the time.
All right, Cody Dosher puts it on and makes it smooth. The Young Guns, 6-second run for those guys. And I'm telling you, Kukelahan and Dosher, you better remember the name as we take a look at the leaderboard right now. Crawford and Cardoza, again, the 18-5, that is in the average. But the Young Guns, Kukelahan and Dosher, 18-9 right behind them. It is going to get fast. Don't go away. It's going to get even faster. Coming up with more team roping from Ellensburg, Washington on In Country TV. Ferris wheel rolling around, and I'm telling you what, we are fixing to roll in some fast times as we get ready to bring you more team roping from Ellensburg, Washington. I'd love to be up there. The leaderboard has not changed. You can see it, 18-5, still leading it in the average as we get set to bring you, I'm telling you, these guys, Joe Bartlett, Garrett Jess, getting set to go Boardman, Oregon, and Cooley City, Washington. Watch it.
Joe Bartlett on the front end. The young man on the back end, Garrett Jess, Father Wade Jess, rodeoed for many years. This kid ropes real well. Bartlett got out a little bit late. Runs up here, gets it on him, heads out of there. Garrett, nice loop.
You know, Larry, in the team roping, part of that is the horse.
These horses are not babies. A lot of these horses have some age on them. They have to be so consistent. That's the only way you can win consistently is to have an old seasoned horse. Not old, but one that's old enough to have been around the track and knows what's going on. He can handle the road. He can eat no matter where you stop and park. I mean, these are tough competitors along with the Cowboys.
Stephenville, Texas, Steve Brandt, and California's Wade Wheatley makes it a little tough to practice.
Well, second in round 2 with a 4.3. Wheatley, he's been to the finals on several occasions, 6 times, 800,000 career earnings. Ooh, roped a leg today. That's going to cost him some money.
And you can see the disgust right there.
Absolutely. You know, when you come to the Ellensburg Rodeo, you don't want to rope one leg.
Well, it adds 5 seconds on. You can see those horses' ears pinned as they're running out there. They're going to put them right on top of it, and then the horse is going, look, I put you there. We'd have been an 8-second run, but now we're 13 with the penalties as we go to Charlotte, Texas. Chase Wiley, Holland, Texas, Mickey Gomez.
Well, Mickey Gomez 2 times to the National Finals Rodeo, $276,000 in career earnings. He needs to get someone. He's got a shot of making to the playoffs. Mickey, not today.
Well, and you know, guys, again, not indicative of these guys' talent, but Larry, this can happen in rodeo. That's the good thing about having another one the next day.
Well, it is. Now, right there, that steer slowed down about the time Mickey was getting ready to release his rope. That creates a problem for a heeler.
Well, and they end up with a no time, and I'm going to tell you where you can have a great time. That's at Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, located in Colorado Springs. It's got all the great action from all the pro rodeos. Stop by and check it out. Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. And you look at the leaderboard, Crawford and Cardoza still on top with an 18-5, and then Kukelahan and Dozier in there with an 18-9. We're going to see where we end up now. Kevin Daniel, Franklin, Tennessee, and Caleb Twisselman, San Margarita, California.
Well, the 06 Rookie of the Year on the head end, Caleb Twisselman. This boy's been packing ropes since he was in diapers. Caleb, yes, today.
I'm telling you, he said good job, made it look good. Watch the replay.
Okay, header goes left right there. Caleb is behind that steer, ready to release it just when the steer makes that second jump. Good run.
And as you're able to see, that heel horse comes in, he gets right there to that spot. As Caleb gets ready to let it go, you can see that back end drop down. He's getting ready for the Dally. A great fast run today.
6-3 on that run as we go down to Colorado's Ty Blazing game. Nevada's Cody Hens. We'll see what they can do. 25 and 26 years old for these two guys.
Well, Blazing game and Hens at the Days of 47 Rodeo in Salt Lake Indoor Arena, 7.9 on 2 steers. It's not going to work so well today. What's happening there? Those steers are running to the left. You're going to see those head horses are getting into the wall pretty quick. Those horses are checking up, not pulling on like they need to, and that's what's causing that problem on the back end.
Yeah, it is, and you're looking at it again, and I think they're going to end up with an illegal head catch there because that judge flagged it off for a no time. And again, we've talked about the 3 legal catches, and they did not have one. Figure 8'd it as we go to Colby Sitaway, Utah. Justin Davis, California. We've seen Colby.
Well, Sitaway, he won the big rodeo in San Antonio with Matt Zancanella, but like typical team ropers, divorce court comes about. Now it's Sitaway and Justin Davis. Justin Davis went to the NFR last year. Whoops, Sitaway's not going to make it work today. That was a very costly mistake. That was the high team back.
I'm telling you, Larry, his horse, look at the spirit there.
That horse was real chargy right there. He didn't check down about the time he got ready to throw, so that kind of threw his loop off. That was one of the bum breaks right there. You can't win them all.
No, you can't, but they end up with a no time. But we saw Kevin Daniel, Caleb Twisselman turn in a 6-3 that put them in the lead on the leaderboard with a 17-5. That changed it all up. Kuklahan and Dozier still in there with an 18-9. And right now, Charlie's standing by with Kevin Daniel and Caleb Twisselman.
Guys, I've got our team roping champions, Kevin Daniel and Caleb Twisselman. Kevin, you guys are kind of a new team. How long have you been roping together?
We started roping together right the 1st of August there. Helena, Montana. July 31st actually was our first rodeo. And then, we've just kind of went from there. We've done really good together, and it's been a true blessing.
And Caleb, what do you expect going into Puyallup this next week?
I want to rope aggressive and just catch a lot of cattle. That's been working for us. Every time we catch, we've been doing good. So I just want to stay focused and catch a lot of steers.
So Keating says catch, win, huh?
You got it.
Well, thank you guys for coming down and talk with us. We really appreciate it, and good luck in the future here in the finals.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. The Wrangler $1 Million Tour team roping header standing. You see Chad Masters in there top with 48,000, but look at number 4, Trevor Brazil, the Ironman, 30,987. On the Heelan side, Jade Corkle in there with 48,000, and then Corey Kuntz number 5 with 32,000. That's the top 5 on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour, presented by Justin Boots. Our final stop here. Don't go away. It's the good-looking ladies on the fast horses. It's the WPRA barrel racing up next.
The Wrangler $1 Million Tour presented by Justin Boots is brought to you by Nutrina Animal Feeds. Nutrina offers a complete line of feeds and supplements designed to provide optimum nutrition for horses, livestock, pets, and more. Las Vegas. Plan your trip. Book your trip. It's that simple. Book now at lasvegas.com. And by the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund. Now in its 20th year, the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund remains dedicated to giving a helping hand to injured rodeo competitors and their families.
With a rodeo that has the size that Ellensburg, Washington does, it takes a ton of volunteers to pull it off. And when the cream rises to the top, there's only one award that you can win, and that's the best of the volunteers. We happen to catch up with that award winner. Let's see what she's got to say right now.
This rodeo is done by all volunteers. I mean, there's not very many paid people. It's all volunteers, and we're very proud of that fact. I'm receiving the Driver Family Memorial Award. Got to take care of the customers. We know the family very well, and so to me, it really means I am so honored to be selected to receive this award, knowing the family as well as I do.
You've been watching the Wrangler $1 Million Tour all year long. It's the Wrangler $1 Million Tour Championships coming up in Omaha at the Quest Center in Omaha, Nebraska, September 23rd and 24th. The best of the best. And then it's the city of nylons and neons, the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, Thomas and Mack, Las Vegas, December 2nd through the 11th. Go to theprorodeo.com to get your tickets, get more information about these two great events. It takes a big individual to coordinate all the volunteers with a rodeo like Ellensburg, and the man to do it is the Ellensburg Rodeo president, Mr. Bill Lau.
There is no way that we could put this on without the help that we get from the people who work with the cattle to the people who put on the parties, and everybody chips in. The worst job are the guys who have to take care of the parking, because everybody shows up late and wants the front row seat. You know how that works. In the last 10 years, the rodeo has made some money, and we've put in new box seats. We've built a gold buckle building. We're planning on doing some major renovations on the seating. And all of that goes directly to the community as soon as we're done, and so they can use it year round. It's a win-win for us, and it's a great deal for the community.
Don't go anywhere. The fastest gun in the West are blazing into your living room on in-country television. Good looking shot of the Dodge truck as we're setting up the barrels, bringing you the Wrangler $1 Million Tour from Ellensburg, Washington. It's the championship round. Look at that, pretty right there. I'm Tim Fuller, along with two not so pretty guys, Rob Smets, Larry Mahan, and the beautiful Charlie Wacker. But they're going to set up the cooler cans right there, getting them set as we bring you the barrel racing. And I'm going to tell you what, don't blink, because you might miss it. All right, our first cowgirl in the WPRA, Loma, Colorado, Sammy Bessert, getting set to go.
Well, a 1763 on her first run, easing that sorrel horse up here. One to the right, two to the left, one to the left, two to the right. The big thing you don't want to do in the barrel racing is you don't want to knock one over. Ran by that first barrel just a little bit. Hustles on around here, get to that second one, tighten things up. Set a pocket, hot, wide on the top side, tight on the back. Here she goes to the house.
All the way to the house, and it looked good.
Now, you see, when these women ride into the arena, most of them will have a rein in each hand, then they'll switch. Here she goes to the left hand. She's going to make the next turn around the left barrel, so she'll keep the rein in the left hand.
All right, Maple Valley, Washington, Judy McDonald now. Judy McDonald working.
Well, nice buckskin horse, floats on in here. Pretty good first barrel. The tough thing about it is a lot of these horses have been running in those buildings. They're up against the walls. Here at Ellensburg, everything's out in the open. There aren't any walls to give them any incentive to turn. The big buckskin horse made a nice turn on that last one.
Oh, what a beauty horse right there, working well.
Now, these women will spend months teaching a horse the pattern, meaning when they get to that barrel, that horse knows to chip down, be in the right position, and then the women support now. When the horse is trained, they'll support it with the rein, but it's up to the horse to know when to check her down.
All right, Brush Prairie, Washington brings us Serena Moat.
Serena Moat, nice looking bay horse, gets around that first barrel. Rubbin's racing, so it's all right to rub on those barrels, but you don't want to knock one down like that. 5-second penalty against the girls that we've got here today. They're just going to tell her thanks for coming.
You bet. 55 gallons in penalties right there knocked over, Larry.
You'll have a lot of certain bloodlines that these women look for. Now, some of these horses are bred strictly for run. Some horses are race bred with maybe a cow breeding on one side or the other. So this is a great horse world right here. They have futurities for younger horses. It's the women's world in the game of professional rodeo.
Well, as you saw the leaderboard, Judy McDonald, 52-54 in the average. Stephenville, Texas, Molly Powell easing that horse into the arena.
Well, Molly Powell was sixth in the first round with a 17:53. Her husband, Turtle Powell, multi-time national finals qualifier in the team roper. She's been there in the ladies' barrel race. Easing this big sorrel horse on up here, wanting to get him set, get him on the right lead, get around that first barrel. Everybody's a little wide on that first one. Things are going to get fast now. Watch the sorrel horse. Hustle him up to this next one. Nice pocket. Comes off that backside. Pretty nice run, Tim.
It was very good, and we'll watch it back, Larry. That horse was scooting.
These horses really start anticipating coming into this arena full bore. They get real nervous, some of them. I really like the way Molly's horse came in there very calm and collected. I like the way he comes up to that barrel. And again, he wastes no energy. He doesn't go wide. He stays close to the barrel. That was a great run.
It was. As we go now to the number 7 lady in the world standings, Nellie Williams, Cottonwood, California.
Well, Nellie was 4th in the first round with a 17:38. We've seen her on a couple of our telecasts. She actually was a co-champion at the Reno Road, or not at Reno, at Salinas, I believe. This roan horse does a good job.
Looking good for Nellie and the California Cowgirl. What a beauty.
You see, some of these women use different headgear. Some of them will have a leverage bit with a shank on it. Some of them will ride them with snaffles. Some of them use tie down. Some of them don't. This horse here, obviously, all these horses know the pattern. But I like the way this horse turns that last barrel there and heads back to the house.
Ethel, California brings us Della Wright.
Well, her 17:63 placed in the first round. Now we're going to notice this big bay horse. He's going to go to the left barrel first. So one to the left. Then back around. Now she'll have to take the next 2 barrels to the right. As Larry was mentioning, here's a different type of a bit. Looks like a side pull on this bay horse. She gets him around, going to be a little bit wide on that backside there. That's going to cost her some money today.
Well, Della did not have the run that she wanted, as Rob mentioned, and we look back at it.
You see her, she has a rein in each hand, changes to the left hand right there, changes back to the right here, brings the horse around.
Well, we look at the leaderboard. Nellie Williams in the average. Now, this is her times combined. 52.48. Molly Powell right behind her with a 52.52 and then a 52.60. Don't go away. We have got some more great barrel racing action coming right at you on In Country TV. There's the leaderboard showing you who is on top right now in the barrel racing standings as we go. Number 6 cowgirl in the world, South Dakota, Jill Moody.
Well, former national finals qualifier, 17:56 on her first run. Placed 7th in the first round. The big gray horse, he is so powerful. He's always a big contender. Round 2 good, sets a nice pocket. Oh, no. I don't like that.
I don't like it. Adds 5 to her time. And I'm telling you, as you watch it back, she just shouldered right into that barrel. Here it comes. Right around the first one. There's where you want to be. You said no penalties for bumping them.
Rubbin's racing, but knocking them down costs you money.
It takes her right out of it. 22.32 for Jill Moody with the penalties as we go to Burbank, Washington. Natalie Decking getting set.
17:50 on her first run, placed her 5th in the first round. Watch a bay horse. Boy, he's moving well. Nice pocket. Get around that second one. Driving him to that third, as Larry mentioned. She drops down, gets a hold of that one rein, gets him pointed in that direction. Now giving him a little encouragement on the way to the house.
You bet it was.
It's amazing when you think about riding a horse as fast as they can run, go to that barrel, drop your energy down to almost 0 RPM and bring it back up full speed to get that horse to full speed. These young women have a lot of courage.
Well, and that was the 17-16 as we go to Midland, Texas. Lindsey Ewing, Midland, Texas.
Well, Lindsey Ewing didn't place in either of the first 2 rounds, so she hadn't won any money yet, but she's going to be in there deep because she's been 2 solid runs. Hustles to that second one. Nice pocket here again. This big sorrel horse is making up some ground today.
I'm telling you.
And again, timing is so important. When they come into this arena, they know just exactly when they feel that moment that it's time to turn that horse loose. They know exactly when to ride to that barrel and shut everything down and then bring the energy back in. So all you're doing is transferring your energy through that horse and through your different body parts like any other athletic endeavor.
Well, leaderboard change now. Natalie Decking on top with a 52.11, and Lindsey Ewing in there with a 52.19, and that's how it shapes up right now as we go to Hooper, Utah. Kelly Tolbert as she gets set, and I'm telling you, Kelly Tolbert, number 9 in the world standings right now.
Well, and number 2 in the first go-round. She was a 17.30. This lady was smoking. Now, put another good run together, and she's going to have a shot at winning the Ellensburg title. Oh, no, a little stumble there. That cost her some money today.
Well, that horse got those ears laid back and is scooting across there, Larry.
And just the smallest bobble can take you completely out of the competition. These horses are amazing. These riders are amazing. Now, right here when she comes into this second barrel here, you can see that she's slowing down just enough to know that she's in the right position to bring all of her energy back into the game.
Made a little bit of a stumble, 17-18. Heck, she was a 17-30, and that placed in the first round. She was even faster.
Let's go to Albert as Lindsey Sears, number 3 in the world standings, getting a little extra help down that alley. We've seen this cowgirl.
Well, we've seen this cowgirl, and this is the great horse, Martha. She's going to go 1 to the left and then back 2 to the right. She hustles her in between. Martha around number 2. This sorrel horse is phenomenal. Watch her. Boy, she's going all the way to the house today.
Muscled up and looking good. You think the Cowboys are athletes? These cowgirls are athletes.
They certainly are. They certainly are. Now watch her right here. Watch where her leg position will be when she goes around one of these barrels, when she thinks she's going to bump that barrel. She'll lift that leg all the way up to the cantle of the saddle, almost like a bronc rider. Right there. Well, actually, it was on the outside, so that had some other meaning for it. Well, she did it.
17:06 on that run as we go to our final barrel racer. Arizona's Sherry Cervi, number 1 in the world. Here's another lady we've seen on tour.
Well, 2-time world champion. We've had her win some of our telecasts, 2 of our telecasts previously. This yellow horse is something else. Indoors, outdoors, it doesn't matter. This horse isn't affected. She's going to get around 3 good today. Bring him home, Sherry.
Boy, and you talk about hustling.
In my opinion, Sherry might be one of the greatest horsewomen in any equine world. Her horses are so well trained. She keeps them calm, cool, collected, and they don't make many mistakes. This gal here is a cowgirl.
Inhaling the barrels for a 17:22 on that run. And taking a look at the final results, Lindsey Sears on top with a 51.85. Sherry Cervi with a 51.97. Standing by with Lindsey Sears right now is Charlie.
Well, we have a familiar face down here. Our barrel racing champion is Lindsey Sears. Lindsey, you had a great run out here in Ellensburg. What are your plans for the rest of the fall?
You know, really, I just have 2 rodeos left, Puyallup and Omaha, so not a whole lot. It's pretty wide open and just kind of going to take it easy till the finals.
Yeah, and then how are you and Martha going to start preparing for the Wrangler NFR?
You know, after the end of September, she gets October off, and then we'll get back on her the 1st of November and just start kind of legging her back up and exercising her. And, you know, she won't make a run from Omaha till the first run at the NFR. It's just kind of our routine, and that's our plan, so just keep it the same as it has been for the last few years.
Well, it seemed to work for you so far, so good luck to you, and we look forward to seeing you down at Puyallup, Omaha, and at the Wrangler NFR.
Thanks, Charlie. Don't go away. It's bull riding thundering into your living room on In Country Television next. Welcome, rodeo fans, and welcome back to the Wrangler $1 Million Tour. They're showing you what we're bringing you next, the most exciting event of all. It's the bull riding. I'm Tim Fuller, Rob Smets, Larry Mahan, and Charlie Wacker. They're all with us. We're ready. I hope you're ready as we get set for the most dangerous sport on the North American continent. Wheatland, Wyoming, Tyler Willis, King of Hearts is the bull. First year in the PRCA, $55,000 in career earnings.
Young man's 20 years old. Bull turns back right there to the left into his hand. He rides left-handed, back on the end of his arm, off his rope. No way he's going to make the whistle from there. Now, the judges mark the animal from 1 to 25, the rider from 1 to 25 total. Highest aggregate total would be 100. Now, here you see him slipping back, wasn't using the feet. If he would have turned his toes out and maybe had a hold of that bull a little more with his feet, he might have been able to stay up there on that rope. The bull wasn't kicking, which didn't keep him jammed up there close to the back of his hand. Good try.
Well, we're going to go to Tag Elliott now, Thatcher, Utah. Here's the cowboy that's drawing that bull that's so bad doesn't even have a name, Rob.
Well, Tag Elliott, this young man got hurt real serious 3 years ago at the Days of 47 Rodeo. Was surprised to ever see him make a comeback. You can tell by the mask that he's wearing. Went through several reconstructive surgeries on his face. The big yellow bull just kind of beats him out of there today. Gets him rocked over into his riding hand, gets him on the outside of that spin, and makes short work of it.
Well, and tough luck for Tack. Goes down no score. As we go to the Lone Star, state of Texas now. This is Lucas Guillebeau. Lucas getting set to go, and I'm telling you, he's got another one under him, Joe Buck.
The rope you ride with is up behind the bull's front legs. You pull it tightly around the bull's middle, take the wrap around the back of the hand, move up as close to the back of the hand as possible, lift on that rope. Can't touch him with the free hand. Bull turns back one way, back the other. Kid's toes are turned out. Looking good right there. Bull goes back the other way, gets him tipped into his hand, down he comes. Bull was making a lot of moves right there. These judges like to see a bull turn back and spin. This bull here was pretty snaky. Stumbled right there. A lot of action. Kid trying to move the free arm as much as he can. Gets again tipped into his hand when the bull went back to the left.
Well, and no score there is, you know, the thing is, this is not indicative of these guys' riding abilities. You look at the leaderboard, Cannon AC now. All right, our next cowboy, 17 in the world standings. He's only had one trip to the Wrangler National Finals, but he's got $146,000 in career earnings. Cody Whitney, Asher, Oklahoma.
Well, Cody Whitney, been one time to the National Finals Rodeo. This kid is a cowboy. The last man to ever ride the Great Bull Little Yellow Jacket. Didn't look like it today, though. Got stood on his head. Big, stout paint bull. Made short work of him. Reaches, gets back. Once you get to the end of your arm, when you start matching strength for strength, Cody weighs about 160 pounds. That bull about 1,800. The bull's going to make short work of you all day long.
Well, one thing about him, you know, guys, we've mentioned my son before. He brings bulls to these youth kids and helps them out a lot. So I like that about Coney. As we go to Mullen, Texas, J.W. Harris getting set to go to work for us now. This guy, Speed Dial, the bull he's drawing.
Again, it's a combination of timing, coordination, balance. You lift on that rope, bull turns back right there, gets him back on the end of his arm. And again, when you get to the outside of that spin, that centrifugal force and power is almost impossible to overcome.
You know, that two-time world champion there gets sat up. Bull gets him back to the end of his arm, as Larry and I both have mentioned today. Once you get to the end of the arm and you start matching strength for strength, the bull's going to win. He just got started out bad.
Well, last year's world champion, guys, he won $219,000 in 09. As we go to Casper, Wyoming, Clayton Savage, Okie Dokie is the bull he's drawing, and here's a good bull rider.
Well, Clayton Savage was a former runner-up Rookie of the Year. Big, stout bull. This is a national finals bull, Okie Dokie. Most bull riders like a bull that turns back into his hand. He's got around the corner pretty good. Feet are flopping. If you don't keep your feet in him, you're in trouble. Unable to keep his weight on his front legs, on his legs. You've got to squeeze with those thighs, keep those feet inside. You can see him go to flopping and popping. Right here at the turn back, he gets around the corner good, keeps that chin down, looking, making a nice little move. Went to move that outside foot, and then everything loosened up and shook him loose.
You know, last year, he's got $198,000 in career earnings. Last year won $109,000. Canaan AC on top with an 86-point score. Then you've got Chad Denton and Corey Navarre both tied with 85-point scores. Don't go away, because we are coming right back at you with some more great bull riding from Ellensburg, Washington on In Country Television.
The Wrangler $1 Million Tour presented by Justin Boots is brought to you by Cabela's, the world's foremost outfitter of hunting, fishing, and outdoor gear. Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, where the colorful history and legends of professional rodeo live on. Find out more at ProRodeoHallOfFame.com. And by ProRodeo.com, all around your most comprehensive source for everything rodeo.
Taking a look at the leaderboard in Ellensburg. This is their own leaderboard. You can see J.W. Harris right there, 95 points in the bull riding. That's going to be a record that's going to sit there a long time as we get set to take you right back down to the bull riding. But, you know, when we talk about bull riding, there is a cowboy that everybody knows, Canaan AC, Wyoming, and we caught up with him earlier today.
Pretty much all the way up till the 4th of July, it was pretty slow. I'd have some good rides here and there, make enough just to keep going. But I look forward to going into the finals, Puyallup and Omaha, and then into the national finals. But I got to think about today first, and that's how I'm gonna keep approaching it. Is take it a bull at a time, versus thinking, okay, what about Puyallup next week or Omaha in 3 weeks, or it's gonna be today.
All right, Kanan Acey, we'll see what he can do. $112,000 at the Wrangler National Finals. I wonder how this will work out.
Well, $627,000 in career earnings. Two-time state wrestling champ. This kid's an athlete. Boy, this big bull gets him. He's out weight class today.
I mean, the wrestling champion and the pile driver, you can tell he's hurting.
Well, whole lot of bull right there. I'm telling you, that one that's going to weigh somewhere in the 1,900 to 2,000 pound range. Kanan, I believe he wrestled at about the 135 pound range. Gets him to the outside of that spin. Big, long bull, lots of whip. Gets him to the end of his arm and just smokes him.
You know one thing about it, there's a lot of air there in Ellensburg, Washington right now. He can't get any of it. The Justin Sports Medicine team checking on him to make sure he's all right as we go to Modesto, California. Ted Burt on North Star.
Again, this game is timing, balance, and having total control of your energy. You want to lift up on that rope at one jump. You might be pushing on it the next. You might be pulling on it. Right here, good moves. Still lifting on the rope, starting to use the outside foot, almost going to make the whistle. Gets down inside the spin. When that happens, you can't pull on your rope anymore. You almost have to push on it. Now right here, watch. I like to watch the man's feet. See if he's turning the toes out, taking a hold of it. Right here, he's slipping to the inside. Right there, you're helpless.
Well, and I'm telling you what, these bulls are rank. When you get to the championship round at Ellensburg, you better have your hammer caught.
Well, and you're able to see Ted Burt's an exceptionally big bull rider. That bull gets him tipped over, and it's hard for a big guy like that to ever get back where they want to be.
Well, and as you know, the zero, the goose egg, no score there for Ted Burt. As we go to Mooresville, North Carolina, right down inside the bucking chute, it's Shane Proctor trying to get things situated on nobody's business.
Well, a few years ago, they had the show America's Toughest Cowboy. This was him. You had to ride bareback horses, ride saddle bronc horses, ride bulls, and he's going to ride one today. Yes, look at him go.
Great comeback there when he got tipped back on the end of his arm. Moved that outside leg. That was amazing.
All right, the celebration starts, but guys, I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid that Shane is all for naught right now for the North Carolina Cowboy, because it looked to me, we'll watch it back in the replay, and you see him talking to the judges, and he says, what? The expression is on his face. Watch right here.
Well, I tell you what, from what I've seen, I haven't seen it yet. I thought the benefit of the doubt's got to go to the bull rider. If anything, it was close. Gosh, that's a tough break.
It is hard for our Cowboys. You watch it back again, and, you know, we've talked about this in previous telecasts. The judges are right there. They're on top of it, and they have to make that split-second call.
Right, and the split-second call, as you mentioned there, we get an opportunity to watch it back in slow motion. You've got a split second to see it there as a judge. You know they don't have any grudges against anybody. They're making the call as they see it that day.
Well, no score. And as you look at the leaderboard, Kanan Acey, 86 points. And that's the deal. If he's the only one to ride, he will win it on a previous ride. All right, we'll see what we can do now. Tylee Lanham, Caldwell, Idaho. He's got a rank one underneath him, Larry.
Now he scoots up as close to the back of the hand as possible. You get out over that bull the first jump. Makes the turn back, uses the free arm. You're constantly making adjustments, readjusting, making corrections. That bull makes a move, you feel it, you have to follow that feel. Bull jumped out of the spin. Nice bull ride. Not an outstanding bull, but he didn't need an outstanding bull. He goes to the lead.
He made it look good, though. Watch him work. Celebrating because he knows he has ridden for the 8-second whistle.
Bull turns back away from his hand, and he just keeps hustling to that front end. After he feels him in control so well, that bull says, well, this isn't working. I'm going to jump out of it and try and see if that'll get him. Lets him set himself right back up where he wants to be, Larry.
Well, it was to the Cowboys' advantage right there, because all he has to do is make the whistle to go to the lead.
And he does make it indeed. Takes the lead right there, 86 points for Tylee Lanham as it comes in. Throw that hat and celebrate, Cowboy, because right there, the big check coming his way. What a ride by the young man from Caldwell, Idaho. But we've got a couple more. Berry Creek, California, Chad Denton. Before Dark is the bull. Here's a guy third in the world standings right now. We'll see what he can do.
Well, this was our Wrangler $1 Million Tour Salinas champion, Chad Denton. He knows what it is to ride bulls for a living. He's rode them here. He's rode them in a lot of the bull riding organizations. Don't get back there. Oh, no. So close and yet so far today.
Well, you know, we've talked about it, guys. It doesn't matter how you start the ride. You've got to finish it, and he did not make it to the 8-second whistle.
Well, he started to go to the bull ride, but again, look, that bull wasn't kicking. He was just a flat, fast spin. So when he got back on the end of his arm and then back on the tail of that bull, it was hard to make a comeback.
Well, and it was, and it's going to be all for naught for a no score there for Chad Denton. Tough luck for our guys, but this is showing you that not even the big boys can ride every bull they get on. As we get set, look of disappointment right there. This will bring us the veteran. 9th in the world standings, 3 times to the Wrangler National Finals. He won $195,000 at the Wrangler National Finals last year. Weatherford, Oklahoma, Corey Navarre.
3 times he's been to the finals, as you mentioned. He won the Extreme Bulls at San Antonio, Fort Worth. Corey Navarre, this guy's got all kinds of talent. His college year, he qualified for the College National Finals, the NFR, and the PBR Finals while holding full grades at Weatherford College. Guy's got all kinds of talent.
Well, and you saw him get a little disappointed there as he goes back to the buck and shoot, Larry, and that's just an old milk cow.
Well, it was just a nice bull. That's the kind of a bull that you would like to draw. Right here, he quits lifting on his rope. He rounds out up through his shoulders, and it gets him in a position where he can't pull on his rope anymore. And then you're to the outside of the spin, and it's pretty much all over when that happens.
And Corey goes down with a no score. As you look at it, Tylee Lanham, 170, is going to walk away with the Ellensburg Championship, and Charlie standing by with him.
Thanks, guys. I've got our Ellensburg champion bull rider, Tylee Lanham. Tylee, you covered 2 bulls here. The only guy to do that. Take us through your ride there out on Blue Northern.
It's out there away from my hand around to the left, and at the end he jumped out of it and come back around to the right. So he was a good bull to have.
And this isn't the first time you've seen him, right?
No, I got on him last weekend in Bremerton, and then I seen him out the other night. They won the long round on him at the Extreme.
And this is a big win for you in 2010. What's it like to come out here and beat up on some of these top-ranked cowboys?
It feels great. Anytime you win a rodeo like Ellensburg, it's a big highlight. So it feels great.
Well, congratulations, Tylee, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Well, thanks, Charlie. The Wrangler $1 Million Tour bull riding standings. Artie Mayer on top. He's won the events, $39,000 there. Wesley Silcox, $34,000. Cannon Acey, we just watched him, $32,000. We're going to see how it all shapes up as we go to Omaha, Nebraska, the Quest Center. It's the Wrangler $1 Million Tour Championships, September 23rd and 24th. Just a couple weeks away. You need to get your tickets. Go to ProRodeo.com. You will not regret it. Also, don't forget, it's the All-American Finals coming up in Waco, Texas. All these guys are going to be there October 8th through the 16th. Make plans to be there with us. You can get tickets at ProRodeo.com for more information. Well, and the curtain comes down on the Wrangler $1 Million Tour for 2010, presented by Justin Boots. Don't forget, we'll be here in 2011 on behalf of all the staff at In Country Television, my partners, Larry Mahan, Rob Smets, and the beautiful Charlie Wacker. My name's Tim Fuller. Don't forget, check us out next time. It's the All-American Finals coming your way.